Hello traders and welcome to the weekly outlook and setups volume 61. It's Ilya here, and as always I'm super glad to have you on my channel. As you know, in this video we're gonna have a look at the market, how it developed this week, what opportunities did we have, and what can we expect potentially for the week ahead. So it was a pretty nice week for me. I did not take many trades, in fact just two. One of them I broke down, Euro NZD, so make sure to check it out. I will leave a little card right now, and the other one was a little trade on Euro Aussie, which I'm gonna show you as well. So if you're new to the channel, it's all about trading. I share weekly analysis, I share educational content, trades breakdown, and much more videos are about to come, so make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell in order not to miss the upcoming content. And if you already did, let's jump straight into the video and see what do we have for the week ahead. Alright, as always, starting from the DXY to have a look at the dollar and what can potentially happen, so we can get a bias for the other pairs as well, because you know most of the pairs are traded against the US dollar, so it's pretty nice to start our analysis with a little outlook on the dollar. So as you can see, the weekly candle is a nice doji indecision at the bottom right here after many weeks of a massive flush to the downside. So we have NFP week, and I really wasn't active during that week because it's usually quite manipulative, it's quite slow, and actually there weren't any opportunities for me personally on the major pairs. And as you can see, the dollar, since it opened right here, we had that nice bullish push to the upside, finding the bottom, but then the market immediately found resistance from this structural area right here and started pushing to the downside, creating this double bottom right now. So as you can see right now, we had this indecision candle. So I said like to my team when I was doing the analysis, well guys, you can see potentially that the market is failing to break below right now, and we might expect a move to the upside tomorrow potentially, because the market is very extended to the downside from the higher time frames, and we can definitely expect a little bit of a pump to the upside, which is exactly what happened. So right now we have this structural area that the market failed to break below, and if you really dive in deeper into the structure, we had this little zone right here that acted as a lower high formation. The EMA perfectly tapped it, so we expected the market to push down from a structural viewpoint, but then we emerged nicely above, emerged above the EMA. So currently I will be looking for buys going into the next week for the DXY, simply because we had the double bottom. The structure currently is to the upside, and if we open and we have that little retracement to the downside for a potential higher low formation, maybe for further confluence, you can drop a little fib from the swing, from where the move started, which is exactly right here to the high. And as you can see, the 61.8% and the 50% zone is in around that area, and the EMA is right here. So we have tons of confluences actually to have the price pull back, and maybe then we're gonna tap the extension, as you can see, perfectly aligning with that high right here. And if we actually break that high from a daily time frame, maybe close above a daily candle, then we might start a potential weekly pullback, because as you can see, we have a massive leg to the downside, and maybe as we have a bearish indecision, maybe if the next week closes bullish, we can have a morning star formation, and maybe we can start going up for some weeks ahead. So let's have a look. The first week of August is over. We have some bullishness right here on the dollar. So let's have a look if we're gonna go bullish for the week ahead. Euro USD weekly time frame, as you can see, perfect opposite correlation to the DXY. We have a nice leg to the upside, and right now we're starting to slow down around this high right here. You can see 2 wicks, and this weekly candle is a nice indecision candle with some selling pressure from the upside. And if we drop to the daily time frame, what we can see is a beautiful evening star formation right here, and a similar double top formation as we had on the DXY. So what worries me right here, guys, is that we have this potential area right here that is still finding support, because you see we have a push, little pullback, higher high, equal higher low, then the market tries to push up, fails, which is a very good sign, and right now we're starting to push to the downside. So basically we can say that this is our neckline, and the EMA is still staying right here, so we can potentially find some support. All right, so this is from daily time frame, but dropping to the 4-hourly time frame, you can clearly see that we have this support right here. You see tap, tap, another tap right here, strong push to the upside, but we have that slowdown right here on the, like you can see, 5th, 6th, and even 7th of August we're staying right here, and then actually just on Friday we had that melt to the downside on NFP, breaking below the structure right here. So what we can expect potentially is a pullback to the neckline. As you can see, the EMA is sitting exactly right here, and then we can take the price to the downside into that daily support. And if that daily support breaks, then this is gonna unlock like those areas to the downside, for example, those support and resistance. But I'm not looking at support and resistance, I will just be looking at structure. And as long as the market starts forming bearish structure to the downside, then I will be selling euro. All right, so this is it. I have no trades on Euro USD this week, because if you have a look, we have a massive push up, then we have a massive push down, little pullback, looked like shorts, so potentially a shorting opportunity around here, but I didn't see any. Then we push down again, back up, down, massive push up, so very hard to judge what is going to happen. And we had this kind of consolidation area right now, but currently the market looks good with this resistance area, nice break of the neckline. If we're gonna have that pullback, then I will be taking shorts. So make sure to stay tuned for the Tuesday analysis. I usually skip Mondays, and if on Tuesday there will be a pretty nice opportunity, I will make sure to let you know on my Telegram channel. Euro JPY weekly time frame, similar situation right here. We have that nice push to the upside, we have that nice pullback. We had a potential daily long opportunity right here, because after that strong push we have the pullback. And on the daily and the hourly time frame, we had a nice change of structure right here. And currently I believe we're about to hit the 27 extension almost. Yeah, we still have some time. But as you can see, we're starting to find some resistance right here. We have a wick and we have another wick. The candle is bullish. However, I still got the feeling that we might initiate a little bit of a pullback. But if you go to the daily time frame, you can see we had a beautiful daily opportunity just from right here. The market was trending nicely down. Then we created this lower high. Then the market failed to break below, nicely emerged above, nice retest of the structure. Beautiful swing opportunity right here, which I didn't take and I quite regret it. But this was actually 1 month ago, and it's playing out very nicely so far. So from a daily time frame, as you can see, the 5 days of price action, we open a little bit indecisive, then again indecisive, then we have on 5th of August a nice push into the highs, and then again like a little bit of indecision, and right now we have that push to the downside. So USD JPY is very tricky, which causes the JPYs to be tricky as well. So if I go to the hourly time frame, like the market opens around these areas right here, so we had that push to the upside, we had that pullback, potentially looking for longs. Then the market pushes up, fails to break the high, so we say, okay, is that a double top? Then we have that bearish engulf, but the market never broke below this structure, created an equal higher low that never broke below the EMA, and we created another upwards movement to the upside. So potentially you could have looked for some long opportunities right here, but personally I didn't see any trades according to my criteria, so I did not take any trades, of course. And then what do we do? Very similar to Euro USD, we come into the highs, we start rejecting, very choppy right here, consolidation, we push up, strong push down, big wicks, push back up, failure to break above, nice bearish engulf, little retest, tries to push down and leaves a huge wick. So Euro JPY is very tricky. Actually, all the JPY pairs are slightly tricky. We have that little structural area right here because we have this neckline that already got retested. Push down, so right now the market is in pullback phase, and if I go to the hourly time frame, we have that push and a little pullback. But just looking at the structure, it really doesn't make sense to me. It's not nice price action to be traded for me personally, so I will make sure to wait for Monday to develop and then potentially have a look on Tuesday for some tradable opportunities. But overall, guys, this trend is to the upside from a daily time frame, so be careful with shorts. We're starting to shift structure, and if Euro USD is gonna start pushing down, it will potentially drag Euro JPY with it. But if USD JPY, because we had an upwards movement there, if it starts moving up, then this one will end up consolidating, making it not a nice pair to be traded. So currently I'm just skipping this area because those two wicks create my lower high, and I want to see how the market is gonna hold below, because you see we broke below the EMA, we perfectly retested it. So as long as we stay below, we can take shorts potentially into that area, but then I'm just gonna let Monday play out and see what do we have on Tuesday. So EJ, overall short bias, but we have a little bit of a upwards movement from the daily, so not a high probability trades for shorts. Euro Aussie, let me give you a little breakdown on this pair. So what do we have right here? We have a little double bottom on the weekly time frame in the market, trying to push up, but currently encountering a very strong resistance right here from the weekly time frame, so potentially finding it hard to push above. Daily time frame, it was a little bit tricky, but you can see that overall we're pushing up. So we have that nice push to the upside, nice pullback, high formation, and right here we started to chop a little bit, but I was expecting a little bit of a pullback from a daily time frame. So dropping to the hourly time frame, what do we have? We have all of that choppiness right here. So I really didn't want to take a trade from here. So what I did, as always, I wait for some bearish introduction, which is exactly right here. That nice push to the downside, little pullback. Going to the hourly time frame, what do we have? A nice introduction of the bearish pressure, break of all of this structure right here. Let me just draw it correctly. Something like this. You see all of that trend line. We have broken it, pull back into the previous structure, retest of that wick, beautiful failure to break above. And if I go to the 15 minutes, let me just see right here, we have that push to the upside, nice consolidation, little manipulation above right here. Then the market breaks below, and on the retest you can perfectly take your short trade with EMA confluence, which is a big part of my trading as well. Stop loss above the structure if you want. I believe I placed it like 20 pips because this looked 25, a little bit too much. So I just made sure to place it above that line, and then you go for a lower low at the 27 extension. I believe it was a 2.8 or 2.7, something like this. Let me just measure it very quickly. Where is the hourly time frame? Yep, we have that push to the downside and we have that retracement. So here it is, exactly at the 27%, 2.8 risk to reward. Very beautiful. Take profits, and then the market reverses up. So I try to adjust myself for longs. All right, but this one looked a little bit too high to have a long trade, and then we plummet to the downside, and I said to myself, no, I'm cutting it for this week because it was NFP and it was quite tricky. So yeah, beautiful trade. You can extract something from it, like again the higher time frame analysis, dropping down to the lower time frames, trying to catch that intraday move, just quick in and out, and then the market can do whatever it wants to do. I tried to adjust for longs, however I wasn't provided the opportunity, and it was looking overall sell bias on the 4 hourly. As you can see, that nice push, that nice pullback, and all of those candles right here starting to reject. And I was like, nah, this is not a long opportunity, and actually it ended up creating a nice lower low, and right now potentially putting for a lower high. So let's have a look if this area right here is gonna hold. From an hourly time frame, we don't have any signs yet of the market holding, so potentially I would like to see it come back again right here, start to wick, create some sort of, as you can see right here, wicks, a little bit of manipulation, but it was clear how the market was failing to break. And after the bearish engulf, you can always wait for the pullback and grab a very high probability trade. So that's your Aussie, pretty nice trade. So let's have a look, what do we have for the Aussies. Aussie USD, not a tradable pair for me this week. As you can see from a weekly time frame, we just have a little kind of indecision. It keeps climbing to the upside, but very little volume candles. You can see we don't have nice movements, and actually it's pretty hard to catch a trade on that one. So from a daily time frame, when the market opened, exactly right here, 3rd of August, we were moving to the upside. So we have that high, and this pullback, like it came to test this higher low, so it created an equal higher low. So we potentially had that upwards moving, potential upward movements, and as you can see, it was actually perfect. But we had that nice selling pressure to the downside, so you have to wait for the shift a little bit. So potentially you could have looked for an opportunity right here, but it just wasn't looking too good to me, so I didn't take a trade. As you can see, a nice push, but a pullback came more than the 78.6, so I just didn't want to take a trade on that one. As you can see, yeah, it was exactly on 78.6, so it could have been a trade. I was looking at it, but the 15-minute just tapped the area and it started going. And usually I don't trade like this. I have my specific rules for a trade, so when they're not there, I don't take it, right? So what happened later? We had that strong push to the upside, and then the market started to consolidate, push down, push back up, nice push up, failure to break, and right now we have some selling pressure being introduced into the markets. As you can see, we have that strong resistance area that the market failed to break, and we actually closed below this little potential higher low, because as you can see, we had that nice push up, the market pulls back, forms the rejections right here, so you can potentially start looking for long opportunities. As you can see, even we have a double bottom. 15-minute time frame. Let me see if I have a potential trade. So no, because one of my rules wasn't met. I just can see this, so no trade on me for me personally. And as you can see, that structure, like this is not a real break of structure, not a real break as well of my other confluence. So no, this is not a trade for me. And as you can see, we then flush nice into the downside, introducing that nice bearish pressure. So is Aussie USD going to push to the downside for next week? We don't know, but as you can see, we have broken even below this structure, so we can definitely expect maybe the market will open a little bit bearish. Maybe there are some people still selling the market, but what I will be looking for is for a pullback, lower high formation in around those areas right here, and then potentially I will be taking the price down into the daily area, which was around right here. And then from this point on, I'm gonna adjust and see what's gonna happen. So pretty similar to Euro USD, depends on the DXY as well. So let's see how Monday is going to open and if we're gonna have that bearishness. Aussie JPY, similar situation, a little bit of a tricky pair to be traded. As you can see, 3 weeks right here of wicks to the upside, little candle again. So maybe it's cooking for a move, but when it's gonna happen, we don't know. So as you can see, the market is overall climbing to the upside. However, I want you to pay attention that the market hasn't broken above this high. And actually it's very slowly climbing, grabbing that liquidity, and right now we have on Friday that bearish engulfing candle. So I don't want to say anything right now that the market is reversing. However, as you can see, like even right here, we have an overall uptrend. So depending on how you draw trend lines, if you draw it like this, it's finding support. If you draw it like this, it's already broken, and this is why I don't like trend lines, all right? But if we have a look from a structural perspective, which can never lie, we have that double top, the market pulls back, perfect test of the EMA, perfect test of previous structure around this area, but the market tried to push up and failed and broke below the EMA and broke below that structure. So we have some potential shorts incoming, but as well we have a very strong supportive level on the left. As you can see, this was broken, retested, tried to push up, failed, and right now we are retesting again. So I can expect a little pull to the upside, very similar to Aussie USD. My current lower high formation is right here. So I will not allow the price to break above. And if it breaks above, then I'm gonna shift to buy bias. So potentially we can pull back in and around that area. If we start forming some rejections, then we can potentially start looking for shorts. Make sure to secure at the daily area. And if we break the daily area, then we're 100% sell bias market. So let's have a look. Let's be patient because the market might open in a very different manner than we're analyzing right now. So this is why I always let Monday to play out, and I do a very fresh analysis on Tuesday. So make sure to stay tuned. But overall, I kind of get the feeling that Aussie JPY is shifting to the downside, but I still need to see a lower high getting confirmed and then potentially taking it low and breaking that very strong daily supportive level. Let's have a look at the NZD, starting from NZD USD weekly time frame. So what do we have right here, guys, is a little bearish candle with a nice wick on top indicating selling pressure from this area right here. And if we have a look on the left, we have this very strong weekly resistance. So potentially, is the market gonna provide us with a little pullback to the downside for next week? We don't know, and this is why we're gonna jump to the lower time frames. And what do we have right here on NFP? A massive bearish engulfing candle engulfing the previous 4 days of price action. So this is pretty major, guys, and I really hope this is gonna push down. However, we still, like very similar to Aussie USD, we still have this daily supportive level to be dealing with. But from a 4-hourly time frame, we're definitely shifting to the downside. So I will even remove this one in order to not to include any noise in my analysis. So I was looking for a trade on that one. As you can see, after this double bottom formation right here, I was even looking for shorts, I believe, right here. But what's happened that I didn't take it? Yeah, it was very choppy. Yeah, it was very, exactly. Yeah, so I was looking for shorts around that area right here. Then I have this strong bullish engulf to the upside. I even shared this on my Telegram. This is the time that I took Euro NZD, but the market broke above. Then it pulled back. So once I had this break and retest to the upside, I wanted to see the clear break below. I waited for this candle to close, but after seeing the close with this strong rejection from the downside from this supportive level, I said, no, I don't want to take this one. And I actually explained this on my Euro NZD video, so make sure to check it out. Then we broke to the downside, but we never made a lower low. And what happened on the 4-hourly time frame is that we nicely pushed to the upside, emerging above, creating a new high. Then what do? We wait for the market to pull back. Higher low formation, hourly time frame, nice triple bottom. So I was looking for a trade right here, but I believe by that time I decided that I'm not going to be trading anymore for the week. So you can see pretty choppy price action right here, breaks above, back below, nice push to the upside, potential retest right here, suffering a little bit of a drawdown, but if your stop loss is below, then you're safe. Then the market provides you with that real push to the upside. Where is the structure? You can potentially go for a retest of this one, which was very quick push up, potentially break even. So as you can see, pretty nasty price action right here. And if you don't manage your trade correctly, or depending on your break even rules, you might have had some break even trades. So yeah, but overall a nice move to the upside for potential take profits. And as you can see later, how the market starts to fail to break above. Even on the 4-hourly time frame, we had that nice evening star formation with 50% pullback, so potential opportunity right here again. but I did not expect it to blow to the downside that hard. So right now we have broken below this structure, currently sitting at this support as well. But what I want to see again is a nice pullback to the upside to create a potential lower high formation, and then I'm gonna be taking it to the downside. And if we manage to break below this overall like daily supportive level right here, oops, let me get the ray, something like this. If you manage to break below that area, which is like 65,800s, maybe 66, but we already broke below, so let's say 65,800s. If you manage to break below, then we're definitely going down. So NZD USD, bearish outlook, but first waiting for that pullback. NZD JPY, not a tradable pair at all. So weekly time frame, we still have that bearishness, but as you can see, the price has been staying here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks already without moving a bit. Dropping to the daily time frame, what do we have? Like right now, just seeing it fresh from a fresh perspective, we have this potential head and shoulders, which looks very good right now, right? And a massive bearish engulf right here, engulfing the previous 3 days of price action. So very major thing is happening right here. However, we still have that daily supportive level right here to deal with, right? So dropping to the 4-hourly time frame, as you can see, this week's price action started from right here, 3rd of August. It was just a consolidation box. So really not tradable. We emerged above, which was kind of manipulation to break above this high right here, to break above those highs, getting the liquidity, evening star formation, and we started to plunge to the downside. But right now we're staying at the support of this daily consolidation and the support of this daily supportive level. So definitely I would like to see the market to pull back, to create a lower high formation, to show me the signs of the market failing to break above. Oops, not the Fibonacci. Failure to break above, and then potentially looking to take it to the downside. And if we break the structural level right here, 69,800s, again we have 800 level. If we break below, tap the 27, then we can expect a new move to the upside, lower high formation, and then we can start taking it to the downside. Because as you can see from a daily time frame, beautiful head and shoulders, and we can expect this pullback, beautiful 50%. So we can definitely take it down to the 27 extension right here. So there is definitely a lot of downwards movement space, a lot of range to the downside. So let's just wait for that pullback, lower high, and then taking it down. I usually love USD JPY, but it has been ridiculous for the past few weeks, I should say. So as you can see, this weekly candle is just an indecisive candle. The previous was a massive wick to the downside. So I expect a little bit of a wick fill, but we have just like very little percentage of that wick getting filled. So really nothing to extract from a weekly time frame. What we can see from a daily time frame though is this nice push to the downside, this nice pullback right here. So potentially looking for shorts to the downside. But the market was overall consolidative, and on Friday we had that move to the upside. And dropping to the 4-hourly time frame, guys, just have a look at this. Like, this is not tradable. We have that nice move. So actually the price opens right here on the 3rd. After this nice move to the upside, then we start consolidating, then we break below the consolidation, potential retest, potential downside, consolidation. And right now, just on Friday NFP, we have that move to the upside, but it wasn't really significant actually. So just guys, looking at this price, like I really don't know what to expect. So when I don't know what to expect, I usually draw my highs and lows. So like this could be my high, this could be my high right here. So this consolidation is broken. So potentially all of the people right now will be looking for a retest and continuation up. But I really don't think this is gonna happen. So I will just let Monday play out, guys, on UJ, and then see what's gonna happen, because we're sitting overall in this consolidative box right here. So potentially the market might tap into this sort of areas right here. Maybe there is a level on the hourly time frame that the market is gonna tap, and then potentially start reversing down. So I really don't want to say anything right now for UJ. Pretty consolidative. Overall bias is down from a daily time frame, but maybe we're gonna start to pump to the upside. So let's just wait for Monday and then readjust our analysis. So make sure to stay tuned for the Tuesday's fresh analysis. USD CAD weekly time frame, a little bit similar situation to UJ, a little bit hard pair to be traded. So right here from the left, we have a very strong supportive level. The market tries to push up, and as you can see, this weekly candle penetrated really below that area, tapping into this potential like supply and demand area right here. So are we ready to pump to the upside? Well, we shall see next week. So if I just remove this zone in order to keep it clear, daily time frame, overall downwards moving markets. All right, so we are bearish from a daily time frame. Last 2 days we're pretty bullish right now, so potentially changing the structure, shifting to the upside. However, it's really not ready yet. And as you can see from a 4-hourly time frame, so the market opened, I believe, yeah, I really believe that this was the market open right here. Yeah, exactly, 3rd of August. So we already had those 2 retests. So I was saying, all right, we can potentially start pushing up, but the market opened, pushed up and created this double top. So from that point on, I said, all right, we're not ready yet. Then we pulled back to the downside again, tapping all of the people that were already long. Then we had that nice bullish pressure. So I said, all right, maybe we're ready. Jumping to the hourly time frame, nice bullish pressure, potentially waiting for a little pullback. But then the market just started to plummet to the downside. All right, so no opportunity, like I was looking for longs, but no. Massive lower low. Then what happens? The market creates this double bottom from the downside, little consolidation. We break above the consolidation so we can have a potential long opportunity. But dropping to the hourly time frame, guys, just have a look. Just have a look at this price action. It's really not tradable for me personally. So I did not take any trades on USD-CAD, and I can see that it's pretty confusing pair so far. So just from the weekly time frame, we're expecting longs. However, is the market ready to push to the upside? I believe it's not. So right now we had that push, pullback and a push, but this is really not a nice uptrend. So really waiting for the market to do something. So we have this potential higher low. Like we can start pulling back right now into it, potentially into it, or maybe a little bit above. And but I'm just very worried about this whole area right here. This whole area of consolidation of support and resistance levels. Like we can take this, we can take this, and this is why I don't like support and resistance as well, because you can draw them everywhere. So I'm just gonna let Monday play out, see what is up. I'm overall buy biased on this market, and I believe after this manipulation to the downside, all the people were stopped out, all of the people went short, and right now we're having the reversal. So let's see for something clear, and maybe Tuesday, Monday, late Monday and early Tuesday, we're gonna have some opportunity to the upside. So let's just be patient and let's see. The USD Swiss franc weekly time frame, this is very correlated to the DXY as well. As you can see, massive leg to the downside, and it hasn't been stopping to push down since a very long time, like since May. So we're pushing strongly to the downside. Going to the daily time frame, we're having a little double bottom right here, but really not that significant. However, we have that nice push, nice pullback right here, lower high formation, the market failing to break below, which is a very good sign of a potential reversal. Then dropping to the 4-hourly time frame, like we have this big double bottom, massive push up, potentially meaning reversals, pullback, first attempt to pull back, failed to continue up, second attempt to pull back, failed, and after this point, we can definitely start looking for shorts. And actually, I had a very beautiful short on that one. Where is it? But I did not take it because it wasn't my tradable hours, I believe. All right, here it is. It was actually a long trade. Sorry, it was not a short. Why? Because after the market tapped into this daily area, we tried to pull back, we failed. Then we strongly pushed up, breaking above the structure right here. So dropping to the hourly time frame, what do we have? A nice break and a nice retest. Dropping to the 15-minute time frame, what do we have? Nice downwards moving market right here. The market starting to slow down. Little structure, exactly right here. Nice break, retest. Perfect opportunity right here. But as you can see, it was 2 o'clock. So I did not take this trade, but it was a beautiful high. Beautiful take profit. But yeah, it is what it is. And I believe it was actually massive, because if we take the push to the upside where it started right here to right here, you have a massive take profit at the 27, which was around 1 to 5. I believe risk reward, but I didn't take it, which is perfectly fine. So as you can see right now, the structure is slightly confusing because we have this movement up, this movement down, and this movement up right now. So definitely hard to see what is going to happen. We're overall moving to the upside, but dropping to the hourly time frame is just ridiculous what is happening right here. So definitely it's one of those pairs that we just have to wait, guys. We have to wait for something clear. We have some resistance coming from the top. We have overall bullish moving market, but we have an overall downtrend from the daily time frame. So definitely letting this play out and showing me something clear. There are always opportunities within the hourly time frame if you just see how the 4-hourly time frame is behaving. But right now it's nothing clear, so really can't wait for Monday to show me something clear and then starting to strike it on Tuesday. Alright, next on the list are the GBPs. So starting from GU, weekly time frame, what do we have here, guys? We have a nice push to the upside right here for 2 weeks. The market pushed up very nicely. And right now we have this indecision candle on the top, meaning that we're finding some resistance. There is some profit taking. So can we potentially start a little pullback to the downside? We shall see for the next week. Daily time frame, overall consolidation for the week, like big wicks right here, and doji, little pushing to the upside, another little push, manipulation above, and then we actually start to break to the downside. So let's see if we're gonna start bearish for the next week. There was one opportunity that we were looking at with the group. Actually, we had one member taking it, push, pullback, push, lower low, lower high formation right here. Hourly time frame, what do we have? A nice consolidation right here, the market failing to break above, nice manipulation above. And if you have a look on the 15-minute time frame, here it is, nice push, nice break to the downside, introducing of selling pressure. Where is your structure? Exactly right here, break, retest, and a massive downside. I was very proud actually of this trade, but I did not take it. The stop loss was very tight as well, and then you had a nice 1 to 3. Yeah, it was a 1 to 3 to the downside, so pretty nice trade, very nice. And then the market immediately reversed to the upside. Let me see, where is price? Yep, immediately started reversing to the upside, creating new highs, pullbacks, but then it was too high to look for a buy, so the market actually ended up reversing. But I really wasn't paying attention to the GBPs. We had a day full of news and it was just madness. Like if I have a look on the 15-minute, yeah, look at that, this is the news day. Nice push up, nice push down, push back up. So tons of manipulation. A lot of people struggled. A lot of people had their stop losses hit in both directions. So make sure to avoid trading news like this, guys. So let's focus right now. I did not take any trades, so nothing to break down. But what do we have right now? We have this nice introduction of selling pressure and break of the previous lower high formation. So definitely just waiting for the market to pull back for a little bit to show me a lower high formation around those areas. You can always drop your FIP for further confidence, but I always wait for at least 38.2, 61.8% around these areas right here. And I have my rules in order to see when the market is gonna start, when the market is gonna end the pullback. So let's just wait, little pullback, and then potentially we can start taking it down with confluence from this daily bearish engulfing candle and potentially a weekly pullback to the downsides. All right. GJ, guys, just having a look at this structure, like weekly time frame, no movement at all. Just have a look at this little miniature doji candle right there. Daily time frame is just a consolidation box, and even I can draw it from the daily time frame and drop into the full hourly. Here is your consolidation. So making a little bit like this, boom. Here it is. So really no trading opportunities on that one. We pushed to the downside, then we started pushing up, pull back, tried to push up, failed, and right now we're trying to break below. But as you can see, the price is really like wicky. It's not strong, it's just pushing down, wicks, huge wick from the downside. So definitely, guys, GJ is not a tradable pair for me personally. I will be looking at this area right here, but like the market is already there. So if I have any pullbacks around this area, failure to break above, we can look for shorts. However, the probability is really low, and I would much prefer to wait for something actually to happen and then try to take a trade. So there was a long opportunity right here after this nice push, after this nice correction in the market, but the market was really slow right here. So you might have gotten a trade around this area, pushed up, failed, then potentially break even, then another trade, push, potentially break even, and then it pushed, created almost a high. So, but it wasn't really worth it. And as you can see, it was a whole bunch of consolidation right here. The trade was actually right here. Let me just quickly show you. Nice downtrend. The market nicely breaking above the structure. Nice retest. And then on the push, you can go break even, then maybe a break even trade. Then yeah, it really depends on how you manage the trade, guys. So you have if you have your entry right here, maybe stop loss below the structure. The market pushes up, and it really depends if you go break even. Maybe you're gonna close right here from emotions, but then the market ended up pushing pretty nicely. So this was the only opportunity I saw this week on GJ, but I just didn't want to trade the GBPs because they were very messy. So yep. So this is for GJ. Overall sell bias, looking for that weekly and daily pullback, but it's not ready yet. So definitely waiting for something clear to happen. GA, let's have a look. What do we have right here? Overall bearish weekly candles, like we have that massive push to the downside starting to consolidate, and what I can see is this little weekly structure right here that is failing to break below. And if I even include this weekly candle's wick, daily time frame, what do we have? the market strongly pushing to the upside, and right now we are in a pullback phase. So from a daily time frame, it really looks bullish. 4-hourly time frame, let's have a look. We are already having the price fading to break below this little area right here. So what can we expect right now? So let me try to see. Push, pullback, push, failure to break below, nice engulfing candle, breaking above the structure, but right now staying in the middle right here. All right, so pretty confusing price. I did not take any trades on GA. I usually don't trade GA. I don't know why. A lot of people love it, but actually I don't. It's too wicky, it's too fast. It doesn't provide almost with retests. So you have to take some sniper entries on that one. But right now, just looking on the hourly, we have this nice push to the upside, breaking structure on the left. Are we going to have a little pullback to potentially form a lower high formation around those areas and maybe take us into the highs? Because overall, from my higher time frame analysis, I'm looking for longs. 4-hourly time frame is a little bit short. However, we had this failure to break below, and we're breaking this minor structure right here. So let's just wait. Let's just wait and see. Don't want to say anything so far on GA, but just looking for longs, which is not with very nice correlation with GU, because right there we were looking for overall shorts. So really curious to see what's gonna happen. And this one is usually correlated with Aussie USD, so make sure to monitor both pairs if you're trading GA. And finally, Euro GBP, guys. Weekly time frame, what do we have? We have a bunch of weekly consolidation right here. So as you can see, like this, boom, failing to break above, failing to break below. Going to the daily time frame, it becomes even clearer. Support, resistance. The 5 days of price action started from right here. We pushed up, then we tried to push down, then we're staying in the middle. And on the 4-hourly time frame, actually there wasn't anything to look at. I believe we were looking for shorts on that push to the downside for a potential pullback, but what the market did is it actually broke above those wicks, came back for a retest. So maybe a long opportunity right here. Nice push to the upside, pullback, potentially the market finding support right here, dropping to the 15-minute time frame to have a look if we have an entry. Double bottom formation, no. Personally, I don't have an entry, just seeing it like this. So potentially, like if you want to take it from the lows right here, that's fine, but it's not an entry for me. And then the market creates a whole bunch of consolidation, manipulation above, manipulation below, strong push up, strong push down. It was just madness, this one. But trying to see what might happen for next week, like just have a look at the price, guys, right now. Even if I delete everything, just focusing on the most recent price action, push down, push back up, consolidation. Really not clear. So definitely waiting to see something on Euro GBP. Not very clear. So we just finished the first week of the month. So I really hope for for the upcoming weeks we're gonna have some movement, and definitely waiting for at least for a break of this hourly consolidation on Euro GBP. So those are the GBPs. Nothing much as for now. So make sure to wait for Monday to play out at least London session, and then we're gonna see what do we have for Tuesday. A very quick outlook on gold. Are we going to tap 2100s? We don't know, but as you can see, massive upside without stopping. Daily time frame, we had a little bit of a stop right here for just 1 day, but since market open 3rd of August, a little bit of a consolidation, then we just broke to the upside and we kept pushing up. So guys, for those of you that want to take shorts, it's really not ready for shorts. All of the people are buying it right now. There is no signs yet of reversals. So just definitely be patient. We have this very strong support right here. Nice push to the upside, potentially pulling back. We have some selling pressure right here just because of NFP. But is gold going to reverse? We really don't know. And if it's gonna reverse, then I will definitely would love to see some more of a bigger formation. For example, this double top right here, and then potentially a break of neckline if you really want a high probability trade for a reversal. But as for now, we're just trending to the upside. So on any signs of the market finding support, potentially even right here, if we drop into the hourly time frame, we're starting to create some support, but I would definitely want to see it go a little bit lower to fail to break below that structure, and then we can potentially start looking for longs. But overall, gold is extremely strong, pushing to the upside, so there is no need to be looking for shorts. And if you're not into gold, like from the lows right here, it gets a little bit too high, but the market is never too high. And if you always think, oh, it's too high to buy, then it will just climbing up and you will be missing out. So on every, like if you want to trade it with breakouts, just trade it with breakouts, but gold is just pushing up. So there is no aim to be selling it. And a very quick outlook on the indices as well. We had some earnings releases from some companies, and as you can see, US30 nicely pushing to the upside, attempting to break this high right here. So are we gonna break it into next week? We don't know, but overall very bullish price action since market open. 3rd of August, nice impulsive move to the upside, breaking the structure on the left completely. So definitely looking for longs so far. As you can see, very impulsive, little pullbacks, very impulsive, but I'm not trading US30. I'm not trading even gold. I mainly focus on currencies, and it's something else to expand on. Overall, I just focus on it, just monitor it for my stock investments. But overall, pretty nice movement to the upside. Some of the stocks, as you can see, 30 companies are starting to climb. But we never know. There are some rumors that we're gonna have another leg to the downside. So very curious to see what's gonna happen. Very uncertain times currently. So very excited to what's up ahead. Just making sure to monitor around these areas right here at 27,500s if we're gonna break. But if we break above, then we're potentially going for the highs. So let's have a look. And as you can see, US30 as well, bullish week, but it was a little bit weaker. As you can see, we managed to break the highs, and we're actually creating all-time highs on that one. So the stock market is climbing, although everything that is happening. But for our time frame right here, we have a little bit of a reversal right here. But as you can see, like on market open, we already had this break and retest right here. And then we have this structural area. So we had this break, retest. I expected the market to break above again, to come back for retest. And there was a potential opportunity right here for a potential long. Then again, we broke, retested. It's moving pretty nicely, this one. Another break, and right now coming for a retest of this higher low. So definitely want to see what's up for next week. Are we gonna hold above it? Maybe fill that wick and then start to pump to the upside? Are we gonna dip below? But this one, guys, almost always moves to the upside. So really be careful with shorts. It's much better to be looking always for longs when the market shifts to the upside rather than look for shorts. This is something that I'm spotting on that one. So for example, if you try to look for a push pullback right here, you can take a short. But after the break of this one and a potential pullback, your probabilities immediately get lower, because this one is in an overall uptrend. So the short-term downtrends are very quick. As you can see, just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we start pumping to the upside. So a little tip on that one as well. And this is how we're gonna wrap up the video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, you found something valuable from it, and you're prepared for the week ahead. Make sure to monitor for the Tuesday analysis, because I usually skip Mondays. I let the market play out to show me what it wants to do. London session to get introduced, even New York session, so don't rush, because we never know what's gonna happen. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and I cannot wait to see you on my next video, guys, and have a crushing week.